Hey, welcome back to the Ping Pong Flix Show. My name is Chris Wong. This is episode 429 of the Ping Pong Flix Show. First of all, I just want to say happy birthday, Godzilla. Happy 65th birthday. My God, 65 years since Godzilla 1954. Wow, what a streak, and we're still making movies for Godzilla. Now, I wasn't there in 1954 to actually watch that one, but I has been infatuated with him since Godzilla 1985, or if you call it Return of Godzilla, or 1984, and also the 1974 Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla. I've been infatuated ever since, been a huge fan, have a whole collection of toys and stuff. So every year we bought Godzilla a cake, saying him happy birthday. This is kind of like our family tradition, and it's going to be probably, hopefully, our tradition from here on out. Unless my sons grow out of it, then it will be just me. But anyway, I thought Godzilla's 65th birthday, I think it would have been a perfect time to drop that Godzilla vs. Kong trailer, you know? Did it happen? No. But I think it would have been a perfect time to do that. Oh well, another missed opportunity on Warner Brothers. But anyway, for bigger opportunities for Warner Brothers, it seems like Joker is doing very, very well. This is coming from Gadish Pandya. International markets for Joker also still holding up exceptionally well week after week. 37 million this weekend, down only 24%, lifting international total to huge $634.4 million and global box office to sensational $934 million. Only about 10 days away from the 1 billion mark, and that's with no China release. With China, it would have been like 1.1, 1.2. I'm just saying, but you know how that goes with whole protests going on in Hong Kong. They don't want to really fuel that, so that's why they're not showing Joker in China. But it seems like they don't need China to hit that $1 billion mark. So what of an impressive feat for Joker. In just 10 days, they were going to hit the 1 billion mark, and then DC Films will have another $1 billion movie in DC properties. And this one, a dark and serious tone, which is the kind of tone I kind of like and a lot of people enjoy as well. So hopefully it tells Warner Brothers a message saying that we don't have to go all the Marvel route. There is room to do some fun, big, amazing movies like Aquaman as well, but also smaller type movies that actually pave way to different types of storytelling, a darker tone, serious, artistic even. So I'm glad, I'm very happy for that. Speaking of the Gotham world here, there is a small Batman update. This is coming from Thomas Polito. I hear the movie is going to play out very much like a Sherlock Holmes story, with Catwoman as Batman's Irene Adler and Riddler as his Moriarty. Reeves is also building a world similar to the animated shows and comics where all the villains are already out there. Forgot to add, Gordon is his Watson. So that is, we pretty much kind of knew it was going into the detective fashion, more of a noir. But now he's putting a little spin to that detective noir, which it's going to be more Sherlock Holmes type story, Sherlock Holmes detective, and actually going, using their brains and trying to, using his brains and trying to compete with Riddler at that intellectual level. I'm wondering how much is it going to be very similar to Robert Downey Jr.'s Sherlock Holmes take, the Game of Shadows. I think it will probably be less actiony and more of a detective story. And seeing as Riddler is going to be Moriarty, does that mean it takes away the surprise aspect of who actually is the biggest villain? Are we giving it away, or is that something he's just a cat and mouse game? It's kind of like he's trying to figure things out, trying to see who's involved, or trying to stay ahead of Riddler, or knowing real world that it is Riddler, and just trying to solve the riddles here and there. So I'm really interested in that aspect to it, and I think it will be a pretty compelling story. And having all the villains already out there, it won't be an origin story. story, so we won't have to go through the same how Batman became Batman, his parents died again. I think they may have scenes of that just to get you more involved in this Batman universe, this which standalone, I believe it's still a standalone universe, but I can see them just hinting at that aspect and really putting the trust in the audience that they already know who Batman is, which I'm pretty sure everybody know who Batman is and how Batman became Batman. So I wouldn't be surprised if they go very little into the origin and go straight into the story, which I think would actually compel a lot of audiences to keep on going with this story. And seeing that it's still Batman. He still needs to be able to fight, I think. I'm thinking this movie is not going to have too much action, but if it's going to be like the animated shows, there is quite a bit of action in there, and Robert Pattinson will need to work out and, actually learn some fighting moves, and I guess he is. He is doing some training here in jiu-jitsu, so he will be able to fight in this movie. It's not just going to be some boxing. There's going to actually be some martial arts in this movie, and I think that would be really cool. I think I'm actually kind of looking to see how he would fight and how much he's going to bulk up for this role. Is he going to be like Ben Affleck bulked up, or is it going to be more of a slender, maybe more Christian Bale type of Batman, or his very own Batman? We'll have to wait and see how this Batman will compare with the other Batmans. And you're going to be like, why are you comparing, Chris? This is a different Batman. Hey, you can't help it. We're always comparing. When there's something that comes out before, we're always going to compare. But not that it means one is better than the other. It's just, it's a different take. It's a different interpretation. And we have really nothing to go with in terms of live action Batman than the ones previous from before. So why not? So I'm really looking forward to Matt Reeves' The Batman. It is a standalone trilogy, which is actually more cemented after this little interview from Entertainment Tonight, when the interviewer asked Jason Momoa about the possibility of Aquaman and Zoe Kravitz' Catwoman coming together with Robert Pattinson's Batman. This is what he had to say.
Well, we got to bug you about another one who's skyrocketing, Zoe, Catwoman. Amazing. Are you freaking kidding me?
I know.
How much is she going to kill that role?
So proud. It's perfect casting.
Yeah.
It's perfect. She's gonna kill it.
I was with Robert Pattinson earlier today because he's the Batman.
Oh, yeah.
And he said, I love her. I've known her for 10 years. She's gonna be so amazing. How do you feel about Robert being cast?
I'm really, really stoked.
Yeah.
He's a good man. He's a great actor. I'm excited about the whole thing.
Could we ever get the three of you in a movie all together?
I mean, it'd be awesome, but I don't think it's going that way.
Why not?
Let's just let them do their thing. I'm gonna do my thing.
All right.
So obviously it's not a straightforward shutdown possibility, but it really is kind of him saying that, look, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. Let's have them do their own thing, and I'm going to do my own thing. Which, to me, it kind of just translates to they're going to do their own universe. I'm in this universe, and so we're not going to really collide. If they had asked him, are you going to collide together with Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman again, then that is something that he could be like, well, maybe in the future, or Shazam, maybe in the future. But in terms of this, it really is like, let's not go there. Don't even bring that up, because it's a totally different universe. And I truly believe that now more than ever, that this thing is not going to interconnect at all, unless in the future they want to do some kind of Infinite Crisis crossover with that. Then possibly that could potentially happen as well. But speaking of Jason Momoa, it's been, just a day since he's dropped the whole Snyder Cut thing about him seeing it, how incredibly cool it is, and it's different from what we got. And possibly also implying that Zack Snyder could have finished it as well. So all incredible stuff, and it's been we're on a high right now in terms of Snyder Cut fandom, right? And it seems like Fabian Wagner, the director of photography or cinematographer for Justice League, actually can feel that high as well. In fact, pretty much confidently able to just come out and support the Snyder Cut. He released this picture on Instagram, which is created and done by the incredible Ramesh De Silva. I'm telling you, get this guy a job in Hollywood. This guy's amazing at his work. And I expect maybe when the Snyder Cut comes out, it will be so awesome to see some pieces of his artwork in that book or something. But yeah, anyway, Ramesh is awesome. But Fabian said this: Sundays are are for the League and the Snyder Cut. Thank you, Ramesh De Silva, for this cool piece of art. You guys are doing amazing supporting Zack and the movie we made. So Justice League, hashtag Justice League, hashtag release the Snyder Cut, hashtag cinematography, hashtag fan artwork. Now, I believe this is the first time he's actually put hashtag release the Snyder Cut in his post, also saying that we are doing amazing supporting Zack and the movie they made. Of course, releasing this shot because he knows how much they covered Batman in the Joss Whedon version for whatever crazy reason. Why would you do that? But this is an amazing shot, and I think he really wants us to be able to see this, and we also want to see this as well. We want to see the whole movie that Fabian and Zack worked hard for, and they deserve to show that artistic vision to the public. The public needs to see it, and I'm truly happy that Fabian Wagner has fully come out and supported as well. And maybe we'll start seeing this domino effect where after Jason Momoa confidently comes out and says the public needs to see it, he has seen it, it exists, we'll maybe see more and more people come out to fully support it now that Jason Momoa kind of brought down that wall, right? And said that, the public needs to see it. So maybe Fabian Wagner is supporting that argument as well. I'm hoping the rest of the cast and crew also supports it. And I don't mean just Ray Fisher, because he's done so much indeed. I'm expecting hopefully like Ben Affleck, Gal Gadot even, who Zack Snyder helped bring her career up to where it is now. In fact, with her being Wonder Woman, I think she deserves some type of acknowledgement, hopefully. But we'll see. Wonder Woman 1984 is her next biggest film. So when that time comes, maybe we'll see the bloggers, and hopefully they do, the journalists, actually ask her about the Snyder Cut, and hopefully she has some kind words to say about that. But Jesse Eisenberg has come out. He also says, in a way, he would love to see that them release that version because he had some scenes cut out of that as well. And a lot of theories about that as well. But having seen Fabian Wagner do this is awesome. This is great. And it just boosts the movement just a little bit more. Maybe even more articles would come out where it's saying the cinematographer is now supporting the Snyder Cut and things like that. Thanking fans for supporting the Snyder Cut as well. Adds fuel to the fire, which is the Snyder Cut, which is awesome. I really, truly believe this movie is going to come out with the amount of stuff we've done, the amount of the progress we've done in this movement, the amount of people we've able to convert, and just changing the narrative to the path of actually it exists. It's complete, even it's done. I think that adds to the question of then why does Warner Brothers not do something about it? Why this is the point in time where the cast and crew says the public needs to see it. It's just balls to the wall crazy, and I'm still boggled why Warner Brothers has not responded to it. But I feel like they will do in due time, and just for a big tinfoil here, just a huge tinfoil here. I don't mean to actually make this any more crazy than how it sounds, but I thought that was really cool from Shubham Mishra. He put out a tweet and says, he's saying Sundays are for the League and Snyder Cut. November 17th, 2019 is a Sunday. Is it coming? Now, I don't think a movie would release that in that amount of time, but maybe an announcement? I don't know. But if nothing happens, at least we know that November 17, 2019 is the 2-year anniversary of when Justice League was supposed to come out. Zack Snyder's Justice League was supposed to come out. So hopefully at that time, let's do a huge, just a big retweeting and tweeting, a social media push. release the Snyder Cut of Justice League. Let's make a big push that day to get that hashtag trending once again, just to add more pressure and more fuel, and let's get the Snyder Cut released, right? And after there's all this talk about the Snyder Cut, we have to remember that there's also another director whose vision was also tampered with as well, and that gentleman is David Ayer. He has not actually pushed the idea of the Ayer cut yet, but he does some hinting here and there. Now, David Ayer went on Instagram and actually posted this picture that we've never seen before of Joker with his burnt face holding a gun to Harley, and said this: "Movies are fragile. They are like dreams, haunting moments that run from your vision. They have their own logic and truth. If you change the destination after the trip is complete, is it still the same journey?" The spine of Suicide Squad was Harley's journey. In many ways, it was her movie. Her escaping her relationship with Joker was the major emotional through line. A director holds an invisible compass in their hands. It guides every shot, every performance. That compass points to the destination. If the destination changes, did the journey even happen? At Margot Robbie, at Jared Leto, hashtag filmmaking, hashtag Joker. Now, if I was David Ayer, I would actually put hashtag release the Ayer cut. But I think he expects us to do that for him, in which I did. I Instagrammed that out. People are tweeting that out. That his vision for the movie was also tampered. As you can see here, the through line was supposed to be her escaping her relationship with Joker, but instead the movie barely had any Joker in it. They cut a lot of those Joker scenes in, and they made her like really wanting to be with him, and actually ends up with him at the end, which makes it interesting when you learn in Birds of Prey that she leaves Joker for that, and that emotional through line would have been complete during Birds of Prey, but it should have been through the movie within Suicide Squad, where that shot of her holding the gun to Harley could possibly be during, instead of Enchantress ready to kill her, and she tells her that she chooses her friends instead of Enchantress. This could have been the moment where she totally gets away from Joker and decides to, help Deadshot and the rest of the crew instead of being with Joker. And that could have been an incredible moment within the film. And it would have connected it all together and would have flowed a little bit better, making it more interesting for these two characters, right? And I think we really do deserve to see that. We need to see this movie as well. I enjoyed Suicide Squad. I do, and you can go back to my review. I do, but I still would love to see David Ayer's true vision for this movie, how this movie was supposed to be, the incredible soundtrack that was provided for this movie, not the musical, different beats that this music video that it turned out to be. I think there was actual great scores for this movie, and also a storyline that probably flowed with, just like how Cyborg was the heart of Justice League, Harley Quinn and Joker's relationship was probably the heart of this movie as well, and that was something that was pretty much taken away by Warner Brothers, and in order for them to make a little bit more hip-hoppy type of movie. So I would love to see David Ayer's take on the Suicide Squad, and I hope you all do as well. So when we do get the Snyder Cut, I hope we either get the Ayer cut as well, or if that's the next process, that's the next thing we have to fight for. And I'm hearing that we don't really have to fight that hard for that one, because that was pretty much almost in fact complete as well, so it may actually be an easier process to come out, but we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to see what happens with that. But in the future, I really hope we get to see these two artistic visions, the Snyder Cut of Justice League and the David Ayer's cut of the Suicide Squad. All right, guys, well, that is it for tonight. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.